this one's cool. Like my for any kind of gray boxing and anything, I would just go ZBrush. Uh, you can even do a see-through on the ZBrush so you can see through. But like for this rock here, for instance, I would make a couple of cubes or cylinders and just sculpt them a bit, and then I would place them in the level and work with them like gray box style. And then if I use them a lot, if they're like like very visible, I would probably go to Houdini and do some uh, procedural effects to get these kind of lines. But I mean, even just going ZBrush and then Substance Painter would be, but getting the shapes out, like you don't have to be um, super um, super exact. It's like oops, switch new cylinder. I mean, I always promote this to be loose, like to work, uh, to have fun while working, to like. Then you will find the kind of, to me, like creating is more like an exploration than kind of always realizing my exact vision of what I had in mind. I mean, a lot of times, even if I love sketching uh, and all that, but my sketches look nothing like my sculptures. They like my sketches are always pretty cartoony, but my sculptures are more realistic because when I work with my hands, or like I, I have a different style than if I work with my um, just a pen. Um, and that's all right. I mean, yeah, uh, you have to work subtool by subtool. But what you can do, if another workflow is to like if I don't use Dynamesh, you can easily access the separate pieces. And what I do that then is to I do merge visible is to get what I have. Merge visible, find that one. So now it's like one piece and it's all one group. But what I do then is like polygroups and then auto group, and I will get separate polygroups for each piece. And then I can work with all of them at the same time. So for example, I can do or let's divide them a bit. Okay, not smooth. A lot of times, if you work with rocks and stuff like that, you want to turn off smooth when you subdivide. You just subdivide to get some more detail, but you don't have to. Um, uh, yeah. Um, so like this, you can work with all of them at the same time. And you can also, if you want to work with just one of them, easily mask by either just showing one and control clicking to shift control, and I click the mesh. So shift control, click the group, and then click again to see everything. So what I do to just mask one is that, okay, remove the mask. I do the shift control click, then I do the control click to mask all, and then do the shift control click again to drag click to show everything, and then I will do the control click to invert the mask. So it's like you do this control shift control shift click stuff. It gets into the system and then it's masked, so you only work on this one if you want that without affecting the other ones. And there's also brush stream dynamic, and there's one more way, which is to go to the brush. You will have to do this for each tool, each brush. Auto masking, mask by polygroup, and drag this one up to 100. And then you will only affect the polygroup that you touch first. Let's do a move. So like here, I'm just pulling the one I grabbed first, and not affecting the other one. So it's like auto mask. So brush, auto masking, polygroup, also kind of cool. So that would be a nice way to work with all of them. And yeah, control, shift, click, get this one, control to mask it, shift to show, control shift click to everything, control tap or click to invert the mask. Yeah, did that make sense? If I do something like this and I want to have like one piece, I would first of all duplicate the subtool. So subtool, duplicate, solo to just work on one. I would do Dynamesh. No, not freeze. So everything is one piece. And you want to avoid like a lot of interior structures. But so now I have one piece. Then I will probably duplicate the subtool again just to have a copy. And I will do, to get nice UVs, you will most of the time want to use the ZBrush. So Dynamesh off, ZBrush, no adaptive, target polygons, 10,000, ZBrush. Like for hard stuff, like Cliff sometimes I use Decimation Master, but the UV Master is a lot more easy on, a lot more like it works a lot better on these quad meshes. So now when I did a series measure, I went from 600,000 points to 9,300 points, which is, really nice. And then I go down here to the plugin, C plugin. If you want to move, I don't know if you know this, but to get the menu like this, you grab this little handle on the menu, and you can put that in the side menu. So I always keep the tool and the C plugin here. Selected FBX 2020, 2013 is fine. Binary is fine. Triangles. Yeah, check use the UV master first. UV master, symmetry doesn't have to be on. No polygroups, just unwrap it. You could also, for this kind of mesh, I would do enable control painting, attract from ambient occlusion to just attract cuts to the, like inner corners of the mesh. Like that. Texture map. texture 19. And yeah, I mean, this looks kind of okay. It's not super stretchy, it's not super tight, but it's pretty good. Like if this had been like really weird and not working, I would probably start by slicing it um, somewhere to get an opening. So maybe slice the bottom here using Shift Control. Slice rect and just slice it like this. And what happened now is that I made a group down here. Um, and then I could click polygroups here and track from ambient occlusion and unwrap it again. And then it would look like this. So for this one, it didn't matter much, but when you make an opening for it to split, it will know. You can do that. That's my like standard procedure for if the UV master kind of makes really stretchy UVs. I cut groups. I mean, preferably in the bottom or some area where you won't see it. But I mean, this is a little bit stretchy. So far, like if this was a front face, I would not leave it like this. It's too stretchy to look good. I mean, this one is perfect. But up here, yeah, it's decent. It's not, if you want to make like a true like AAA asset, this would not be good. I mean, it's almost uh, twice the height and the width here, or not twice, but yeah, it's a bit too stretchy. It would be noticeable. But for a more stylized thing, it would just give a flow to the thing, which wouldn't matter. So that's UVs in ZBrush. Um, did that make sense?